Hi everyone, and welcome back to another how-to by me, Steve, from the Art of Gaming. Right, what we're going to run through today is the Autostack bale trailer, sorry. This is the one you can buy in the game itself. It's not a modification, it's not a mod or anything. The tractor is. But yeah, this is the Autostacker. So what we've got is we've got an extremely large field here that had barley in it, and obviously I have baled it. So if you're wondering why half the field has been taken already, what I do is, because this is a live farm that I actually farm, and I do a series on it, more on that later, I take what I need off it and then I put the rest into the sell point via Courseplay, which we're here to look at today, and I hopefully am going to show you my way of doing it. Not always the right way, it's a way. I won't say it's the correct way, but it's a way of doing it. There's many other ways of probably doing it, I don't know, but this is the way that I do it. So Courseplay, it's not perfect, but it's also good and handy for farms of this size, for the likes of myself. Anyway, so to begin with, for effect, I have loaded the trailer up already with bales, as you can see. Now it's important that that's not important that you load those up with bales first. That doesn't matter. What's important is you record the course in the right sequence. So you've got two courses you've got to record. Sorry, one to record and one to generate. So this one here, which is highlighted, you won't see my mouse because I've got it switched off, in blue. This thing that's flashing in blue here, it's the course type is a transfer course, drive from the start to the finish. That's what we're going to do. We're going to click on that, and we are going to record a course from the start point where we would start to pick the bales up from. More on that as we go through the rest of the video, the reasons why we start here whenever we're doing bale collection. Yeah, so we'd start here at this point, at the start point where we start to pick the bales up at. We'd drive our course through to the sell point or the drop off point, whatever one you want to call it. You'd put in a waiting point at that point where you're wanting the bales to be tipped at, and then you would drive back to this location, which is the start location obviously as well, as I said. So more on that later, or in a minute or two. I want to get started with this. Now, just a couple of things to note here. Myself anyway, once I start to record a course in Courseplay, once I press record I get into the tractor, because Courseplay is very touch and go. It is, as I said before, it's got its good points and its bad points. The good points is it helps me out on the farm. The bad points is if your driving's a bit erratic or it's not straight or whatever, when it comes to activating the Courseplay will be magnetised in the Courseplay, shall we say. So if you're driving erratically, the Courseplay will magnetise that even more. It will be even worse than what you're actually doing. So where possible, you need to drive as efficiently as possible and as straight as possible. Obviously not whenever you're turning corners. No big sharp corners either. Nice sweeping corners where possible. And another bit of advice from myself would be not to use... Why is that getting stuck there then? It's because the bloody thing's still down. Sorry. Right, yeah. Don't take any advice from me. Where was I? Yeah, the speeds on the settings in the actual Courseplay HUD, what I try and do is I try and drive as efficiently, fast as possible without jeopardising the actual course itself, and I just run it on the recorded speed where possible, because you start getting into setting your speeds up and where you're going faster, that's where the problems start to occur. Now that's that out of the way. Now bale collection is a bit of an iffy one, because whenever it comes to the sell point you've got to reverse into it, who you have. Very difficult to do, very difficult to do. This is one of the points here where I will get out of the tractor. It's just to get this as best I can, as close as I can to it, because what I do is I just push them in with a forklift. Is what I do. So I try and get as close as possible to it. See, driving this close with Courseplay has got its own problems, because what happens is the tractor comes flying in there, it tries to turn the corner, it overshoots the corner, and then so on and so forth when you start adding speed to it. So where you're wanting the bales dropped at, if you just upright them first off, this is before you put in your waiting point. So if you just upright them, drive forward to where you want them, which is right in the middle of that gap for me. Yep. Click your waiting point. Now if you haven't got bales on, you just fold that back down again and drive on now. Now, very important this here, where possible you need to be as straight as possible once these bales are dropped, because what happens is, if you're not as straight as possible, the two bottom legs that hang onto the bales, the ones in the bottom, well, as soon as the tractor drops them, the tractor will start to fold the trailer back up again, and if you're not straight onto them, it will pull the bales over. Simple as that. For the purpose of the recording, just do it like that, and hopefully you won't have any problems. If it pulls bales over, it's a bloody nightmare, because if you're trying to stack them, you've got bales now on the floor. So we've added our waiting point. We just drive back to the start point now, where we was before. Back in the tractor for me. Well, we don't drive right up to the field, because what happens is sometimes it can't find the first waypoint. Give it a little bit of space between your stop point and your starting point for the next bit of the course. So what we do here is we stop that, we save that, so that would be field 4, which we are. Bales to sell point. That's no good. Just bear with me a second. There we go. Right, hit enter. Beautiful. Right, back right here. So as you can see, that course has been saved and it's now active in here in the system. So what we do is we just go up here to this little X, cancel out of that course, clear it, because what we're going to do now is we're going to get into this one here, highlight it in blue, not the green one, the blue one, which is field work. We're going to go up to this next one, highlight it in blue, the top right hand corner, course generation. We click on that. Right, I can't generate the course on this video for the sole reason of the size of the farm, right? So it's a 12 metre header on the combine that has cut this field of barley, yeah? So it's dropped it at 12 metre, the swath of straw at 12 metres, centre 12. So whenever a combine drops it, it's all higgity-piggity and the baler normally misses it. So what I normally do is, I normally windrow it. Obviously with the nature of the farm being a large one, I use the biggest windrow available to me, which is 19.4, the one that you buy in the game itself. So, and that is this one here, the Crone Swadro 2000. Well, that is 19 metres. It's not really 19 metres, it's 19.4 is what it is, according to Courseplay anyway. So because it's 19.4, or at least that's what it's measured on my computer anyway, I can't get 19.4 on here. I can get 19 and 19.5. Now you might say do it on a 19.5 meter working width. You can't, because that 0.1 makes a difference the further it multiplies every time you go across the field, one swath. Yeah, so by the time you get halfway across the field, you're totally missing the swath completely with the baler, right? So when you come to windrow it, with me anyway, what I do is I save the 19.4 course on here for the windrower, but I don't save it under a windrower. I save it just under field 4 19.4 field work. There it is there. Yeah. On this occasion, because I am going to bale this, what I also do is, you'll see there it says field, actually it says field 5, it should say field 4, it should. It's field 4, it should say 19.4 BS. The BS stands for back to start point field work, because if you can imagine, the course will generate up and down the way here, right to the other end of the field. Now your tractor, once it finishes picking bales out of the field here, will go to the end of the course first off, and then it will come back to your start point for the second bit of the course, which is over here for us. Now if you can imagine that picking up its maximum at 100% over at the top of the field over here in the centre of the field, it then has to drive the whole way through all of those bales to the opposite end of the field to get to the end of the course. Well, that's just a hazard on its own for 3 or 4 reasons. You've got bales that are going to get stuck under the tractor, you're hitting bales out of the alignment for the actual Autostacker to pick them up. Further down the line again, bigger picture, whenever it comes to ploughing the field, that tractor might get stuck on the bales. Further down the line again, the sower, the cultivator, the whatever you're using further down the line is going to get stuck in the bales. So where possible, you need to come back to this side of the field, and we've got a thing to manage that. So when we generate the course, which I'm not going to do because I can't achieve 19.4 meter working width, I hope you're still with me, I will go through it though with you. So this return to first point is normally deactivated like that. So you would choose your field. In this instance we've got field 4. You would choose your working width, so you would extend your tool out the way, and then you'd press the little calculator here, and that would calculate the working width of the attachment, what you've got on. Or you can do it manually. I can't achieve it manually because obviously I can only get 19 or 19.5. You then choose what your starting corner of the course is. In our case, if you look at the bottom left hand side at the little map, we are starting on the northwest side. That map always is orientated to the north, by the way, as in the top of it, and we are heading in an easterly direction. So here's the important thing, because we're doing baling, like I said before, we're lifting the bales now. You need to activate the return to the first point, and whenever it finishes picking the bales up in the field, it will head back this way, which is clear of bales, and we will come back to this start point for the course where the course was generated at, and then we will go on to our sell point course, the one we recorded already. I hope I've made that clear, because that is very long-winded. Anyway, if you've got any problems with it, please leave me a comment on the video and I will try and explain it a bit better to you. So, activate your return to first point if you're baling the course. You then would press this little blue button that's highlighting blue now, generate the field course. Then you would save it, and you would save that out. This is obviously with the windrower on. You would save that out just as, you wouldn't save it out as a windrower course, because obviously you're going to use the windrower. The baler's then going to use the 19.4 meter course because it's on the same centre line as what the windrower will be to bale it, and then obviously your bale stacker is going to use it as well, your Autostacker, because we're the bales are all at the same distance apart as they are across the way. So you just save it out as a normal field 5, well in this instance it's field 5, it should be field 4, 19.4, back to the start field work. If you're don't need to go back to the start, just keep the BS out and deactivate it on the settings. and then generate your course. Now that button will be active whenever you use Courseplay. If you deactivate it and activate it, it will not work. You've got to actually activate it or deactivate it and then generate the course, if you understand me, and then save the course out. So I hope that's been clear. Right, obviously half of this field has disappeared. I'm going to load in my course that I have done. You always load in your field work course first, which is this one for us. And I don't know which one of these here it is now, because I've got two. When were these done? This was an old one. I forgot to delete by the looks of things. We shall take the top one. That is probably it, because we're on that line. Okay, yeah, so you always generate your fieldwork course, or load in your fieldwork course first, and then your transfer course. And there's one more thing about this here. So if you can imagine, see where that centre line is there? Well, if you can see the other centre line that's on the field, that's where the centre of the swath would be. Now the centre of the tractor is going to run up that. Now that's because that's where the centre of the swath would be, that's where the centre of the baler would have ran to drop the bales, so the bales are going to be dropped on that centre line. Well, we've got a problem here, because our trailer picks up from the right hand side of the tractor. So what we've got to do is, we've got to go into the settings, the driving settings, which is the little tractor, and we've got to put a tool offset horizontal. Now the horizontal is left and right. We want to go to the left, and this machine, this attachment works about 2.5 metres to the left. You can do this whilst it's moving, no problem. I'll show you that right now, because I'm going to drive the course, go into the settings, and just let him get straightened up a bit. So you'll see it here. See the tractor pulling left and right? That would where it would be there if we didn't have any offset, so that's driving straight down the centre where the bales would be dropped at. We want to go to the left of that. 2.5 for this item. Now, obviously if there was bales there, that would be hit and miss, it would touch and go. You just need to play about with it to see what the best setting is for it, but it can be done on the move, no problem. Right. Whilst that is obviously going through that motion there, this farm, this map is the state map version 8, which I farm. Now I do a series on this map, it's called Farming the State. We're up to versions, or episode 7 at the moment, here we are. Please feel free to come onto the channel and subscribe to the channel if you like it, and watch a few of those episodes. On this map we've got what have we got? We've got greenhouses with cabbages and tomatoes. We've got the normal dairy cows with, you can see it there just underneath the time and the money. It's a GEA, which is a General Electric. It's General Electric Appliances, that's it. GEA. They have done an automated feed bin system for the dairy cows. On here you load it up with straw, silage and grass, and it automatically mixes everything. It's got a PDA on it. It's also got a PDA on how often you can change the feed rotation and all the rest of it. It's good. Good idea, I like it. Those two red sheds you can see there, those are pig sheds. They require grain, water, and stuff like that. And we've got fattening chickens, which is the sheds behind those again, those glass ones. That's the chicken sheds. They've got to be fed and maintained. And we've also got fattening beef. Now all of this obviously has to be taken to market as well, so you need a animal transportation trailer of some description for it. And as I say, it's an arable farm, a hell of a size of an arable farm, and I do use a lot of Courseplay on it, and I do a series on it. So the series sort of consists of me setting something off in Courseplay, letting that crack on, and I sort of take care of the farm, the stuff that I can do manually on my own. I do sometimes have everything up to date, like all the animal husbandry and all of that, all the animal welfare is up to date. I do get into a tractor and drive a tractor now and again. So yeah, by all means feel free to come over to the channel and have a look at some of the videos. I've got more videos on Courseplay as well, and always adding to them. Yeah, so please feel free. I shall stop talking now. I'll probably edit this next bit out until we start picking bales up. So I'll speak in a minute. Oh, just in case you're wondering, that bale that's on that Autostacker there, that was left from a previous thing. That's what happens when they fall over. What I was on about earlier, whenever we went to the waiting point where the drop-off point was, if it pulls off and pulls over, that's what's going to, you're going to be left with bales on there that they do come. Sorry, excuse me. You can't shake them off. There's no big shakes, just leaving it there. Okay, so here we are. We're back again. Right, just one note on this here, because obviously from my situation with the large fields and the large farm, I use the windrower. Now when you use the 19-metre windrower, sometimes it pulls like 2 rows of straw into 1 row. So the row on the left hand side, you can see that this is actually missed, because I've brought it forward for the sake of the video and didn't realise I was on the right row. You can see that some of them are very close together. Now obviously that's 2 swaths pulled into 1, so because there's more content in it, there's more stuff in it. So what you got to watch is, sometimes like there where it just pushed that bale forward, I didn't miss it, you need to set your speed accordingly, because if the bales are very close together, sometimes it builds up too much speed and it overshoots them because they're that close. So you've got to give the baler time to actually get the stuff off the field, you know. So that's just one for my, because of the way I work with the swather, or with the windrower first, to tidy the swaths up a bit. That's just one for me anyway. Might not work, might be different for you, maybe using smaller fields and all the rest of it, but for me, that's, if you're running a big farm, you'll want to use the bigger windrowers to sort that out. Obviously this only affects with straw, or is affected with straw. Here's another one. This is actually my second attempt at this video. That's why there's higgledy-piggledy bits of bales missing here and there, because this is my second attempt at this video. My son kept coming out and disturbing the video. He likes to sit in my lap and drive the tractors he does, and to be honest with you, I can't get peace and quiet to do these videos half the time, so I have quite a few takes on them now and again. But yeah, what we could do here maybe is try this. Drive now. Yeah, right, so we'll just drive to for the sake of the video. There's another 2 bales that could go on there. We've not got 100%, but so here we're heading back to the start point, whereas if you hadn't activated your return to start point button, it would be heading in the other direction over to the end point of the field where the course was generated to the end, and then would have to negotiate, well, it wouldn't even negotiate the bales, it would just drive over the top of them. It would just drive them as the crow flies straight to the other waypoint, or the last waypoint. So here we're going to come off the course generation, and we're going to go on to the course recorder initially to sell the bales to the sell point. I'll just take this opportunity to take you through some stuff here. There's the greenhouses down there, chicken houses, 4 of them, piggery, and the beef houses are the next 2 up. So This is where we made the mistake at the start of the recording, where we left the thing down. Obviously I've got it set onto, as I said before, I won't use the other maximum speeds. I'll just keep it on the speed I record at. So what we'll do here is we'll just follow this through to the waiting point, and we'll wait for it to tick off again, and we'll probably end the video there. So if you've got any questions whatsoever on this video or this Courseplay, I know I have made a couple of mistakes on it. I have recorded it 2 times now. Please feel free to comment. I am more than welcome to help anyone with any problems that they've got on this sort of thing. If you like the channel, please scoot over there and have a look at the channel and watch some of the episodes. The first 3 episodes of farming the estate were a bit of a shambles because it was my first ever recording, and yeah, we'll just follow this through here. Now it'll just be a case of getting something to push those in. You've got to mother it, I will admit, you will have to watch it. Now, and here's a perfect example of having the bales pulled over on you. Well, at least it's happened, you can see what can happen now. And the way it goes. So, anyway, Courseplay is not perfect, as I keep saying on all of my videos. It is by no means. You've got to keep your eye on it. Anyway, if you like the video, please hit that like button, please hit the subscribe button if you wouldn't mind. Any problems with any of the video or anything you need to know further, any of the other controls to do with Courseplay, please get in touch with me through comments. Alright, thank you for watching. Head over to the Art of Gaming channel and have a look through there. There's more stuff on there to do with Courseplay, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Good night from Stephen. Goodbye.